Good day everyone, I am Lady Liar Dumugo from BPA 3rd year. My assigned topic is all about performance appraisal, the SPMS, and the IPCR. So to start, let's talk about what is performance appraisal. So performance appraisal, it is the process by which organization evaluate employee job performance. It is a process that involves determining and communicating to an employee how he or she is performing the job and ideally establishing a plan of improvement. Performance appraisals are based on the employee's progress against goals set once a year with his or her manager. It is a regular review of an employee's job performance and contribution to a company. This performance appraisal system develops your fullest potential, improves your performance on your job, and harmonizes your concern as an employee with those of your supervisor and subsequently those of the entire organization. Your office is allowed to establish performance evaluation system in the accordance with the guidelines set by Civil Service Commission. Whatever system is used, should clarify the outputs of your work which are acceptable and adequate for accomplishing the goals of your office. It should provide an opportunity to strengthen and improve your performance by identifying your strong and weak points. It should likewise establish an objective basis for such personal actions as promotion and reassignment, granting incentives and awards, determining needs for training and development, and administrative sanctions. So who conducts appraisal? So first we have here the supervisors who rate their subordinates. Second is the employees who rate their supervisors. Third, the team members who rate each other. The outside raters. And lastly is the employee's self-appraisal. Your performance, which shall be appraised once or twice a year, may be rated as outstanding. It is when you exceed or performance targets by at least 50%. At this level, your achievement and contributions to your office are of marked excellence. If you are rated as an outstanding employee, then you delivers extraordinary accomplishments in their role as measured by results, consistent work quality, quantity, and timeless in all areas of responsibility. So next is when you rated as satisfactory. So it is when the standards or ordinary requirements of the duties of position is met by 100%. Satisfactory does not mean minimally acceptable. Receiving an evaluation of satisfactory means that the work as a whole was well done and expectations were met. Next is the unsatisfactory. When your performance is 51% to 99% of the minimum requirements but could stand improvement. If you describe something as unsatisfactory, you mean that it is not as good as it should be and cannot be considered acceptable, but you have this potential of improvement. Unsatisfactory performance is the repeated failure of the employee to discharge his or her duties in the manner expected of the employee. Last is employee rated as poor. It is poor when you fail to meet the performance requirements or only 50% below of the minimum and there is no evidence for improvement. Bear in mind that only when you receive a performance rating either outstanding or very satisfactory will you be considered for promotion. And it should be rated unsatisfactory for 2 successive periods, such is a ground for you to be separated from the service. Or should you be rated poor once, such could also be a ground for separation from the service. So now let's proceed to the Strategic Performance Management System or the SPMS. So what is SPMS? The Strategic Performance Management System is a mechanism that links employees' performance with organizational performance to enhance the performance orientation of the compensation system. It ensures that the employee achieves the objectives set by the organization and the organization, on the other hand, achieves the objectives that it has set as its strategic plan. So here in SPMS, their performance is linked with the compensation system. So if you have a higher performance, then you will also receive a higher compensation or something that is called reward. So let's proceed to the fourth cycle of strategic performance management system. So first we have the performance planning and commitment. So during this stage, success indicators are determined. Success indicators are performance level yardstick consisting of performance measures and performance targets. These shall serve as basis in the offices and individual employees' preparation of their performance contract and rating form. Second is the performance monitoring and coaching. The performance of the office and every individual shall be regularly monitored at various levels. Monitoring and evaluation mechanisms ensure that timely and appropriate steps can be taken to keep a program on track and that its objectives or goals are met in the most effective manner. Here in second cycle, the managers and supervisors act as a coaches and mentors to provide an enabling environment or intervention to improve team performance and to manage and develop individual potentials. Third, we have the performance review and evaluation. This phase aims to assess both offices and individual employees' performance level based on performance targets and measures as approved in the office and individual performance commitment contracts. Part of the individual employees' evaluation is the competency assessment or what we call the vis-a-vis, the competency requirements of the job. The assessment shall focus on the strengths, competency-related performance gaps, and the opportunities to address these gaps, career paths, and alternatives. Last is the performance rewarding and development planning. The results of the performance evaluation or assessment shall serve as inputs for the agency's HR plan, which includes identification and provision of developmental interventions and conferment of rewards and incentives. So we have here the Strategic Performance Management System rating scale. The Strategic Performance Management System uses a 5-point rating scale described as follows. So in numerical, we have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In adjectival, we have outstanding, very satisfactory, satisfactory, unsatisfactory, and poor. And we also have here the description of each items. So now let's proceed to the last part, the Individual Performance Commitment and Review or the IPCR. So what is IPCR? It is an assessment tool used to rate government employees for their year's accomplishment. It is also a performance contract between the employee and the management where targeted outputs for the specific rating period are clearly spelled out, including the performance standards. So, individual performance commitment and review, it is the tool to measure how great our performance is. This can show all the evidences of our work. Next is we have the three major terms of IPCR. So we have here the MFO or the major final output, goods or services mandated to an office or employee through programs, activities, and projects. KRA, Key Result Area, is the mandate function of an office or an employee. Next is the objectives, the specific tasks of an office or employee needs to do to achieve the MFO and the key area. In other words, these three terms are interrelated to each other. So next is the uses of performance or IPCR rating. So we have here the outstanding and very satisfactory performance rating. So you can have the promotion, training, scholarship grants, and other personal actions. So these other personal actions are awarding, incentives, benefits, and etc. Next is the unsatisfactory or poor rating. It shall be given appropriate development intervention by the head of office and supervisor. So, of course, intervention comes first before the termination of service. I have here an example of individual performance commitment and review. It is a form for teachers. So we have there the name of employee, position, the bureau, center, service or division, the rating period, name of the rater, its position, and date of review. So these are the following objectives or the KRA that we need. And that's the end of my discussion. Thank you everyone. God bless.